Hi and welcome to your very first lesson in C++. My name is David and I will try to make this as easy and clear as possible. And in case you have any questions, just let me know in the comments section below. In our first lesson, we will look at the structure of how a program is built, and we will look at some simple outputs you can display. So the first thing I wanted to do is use the comment brackets. We need 2 of those, and write something like lesson 1 simple output. Just in case, well, you don't need this for the code, but it's especially useful if you come back someday in the future back to this program and don't know what this is all about or why you wrote it. The comment section always tells you or gives you additional information you maybe forgot in the future. And especially if someone else comes to read your code, it's always great to have a comment which describes what exactly is happening. And this could save a lot of time in reading and understanding code. So the first thing after that is to include a library where we take our commands out. To do so, we need to type #include to include a library, add these brackets, type in IOStream, which stands for input and output streams. These have, or this library has, different commands we can use to in or output information. So once we included the library, we can now continue typing on our main program. Just type in int, which stands for integer, main for our main program. This is the name of the function we are writing. Open and close these brackets. Open and close braces. Inside this brace section, you will tell the program what it needs to do. But it's important to end this section with a return 0 and a semicolon behind it. And everything you have to know without going into too much detail is that integer main and return 0 are connected in some kind. But don't bother thinking too much about it. Just think of return 0 as, okay, most operating systems, when different programs run or end, return 0s flags as successfully ended. But don't worry, once we enter the topics like functions or methods, these kinds of topics will go much deeper. So if you want to run this project, just press on debug, start debug, and a console will open telling you that a process, in this case the 13084, was successfully ended with the code 0, which is the 0 returned here in the main section. But other than that, we don't have any outputs yet. So if we wanted to output something else, just type std : there maybe a menu will open right here, showing you all the different functions and variables you can use from IOStream. We will only need the cout followed by square brackets pointing to the left. This tells you that there is an output going on. And we will follow this by using quotation marks with a text you wanted to output, like hello YouTube. And end this whole line with a semicolon. So, and if we wanted to display the text, just debug again and you will see in the upper left corner, okay, hello YouTube, everything went as planned. So, and if we wanted to have even more outputs, like we can just copy this and just add another text like awesome. Just display this. You will have awesome as well as hello YouTube. And now if we wanted to add some format inside the text, there are different kinds of tools you can use. For example, this would all be in one row as we saw before. Let me just build it again. You will see, okay, this is in one row and it does not look that pretty. If we want to space it in between, just space it in between. This will allow you to have a space in the output as well, as you see right here. If you want a bigger space, just use the \tab or T, which gives you, in this case, a larger space in between the texts. And we can even set the second text or this one in another row, which can be done by entering \n, for example, which tells you, okay, everything after this will come in a second row. For example, you can even write text after \n, like cool. And this, of course, will be in the same line as awesome. See? Right here. Another way to do so, instead of using this, which can be a bit hard to read for someone else especially, or if you come back to the program and not knowing what the hell you were doing before, just type after your text output right here. Use the brackets again, type in std, : and end L, which stands for end line, which just ends the line right here or after this text output, which is a much nicer read than the \n, which is only very good or practical if you have large amounts of text, of course. So some of you must be wondering, okay, do I really have to type in std : before every command right here? Since we are only using IOStream, so every command we are typing or using must come out of IOStream. So why do we need the std : or is there a way where we can just skip this whole std : part? And the answer would be yes, there is a way. I am always using in every single program I'm programming. So it's called using namespace std, which allows you to just enter cout. That's much better now, without using or without having to use the std : This will still be right, of course, but it's still even working without using the std now, because we are using the namespace std right up here. So we're testing this, and it will tell me, that's much better now, since we're adding the using namespace std at that point. So, and this is probably everything I wanted to talk to you in our first lection of C++, not to make the video too long. And note that there are a lot of different good programming tools out there, like Eclipse. I'm using personally a lot of Microsoft Visual C++, because that's the program I was using in school and in the university. So I know all the shortcuts, and it just works for me. But just don't feel obligated to use anything I use or the style I'm using. It's just something I'm comfortable with, or I got comfortable with in the last 10 years of my life. So I really hoped you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and a comment with any questions you have regarding the C++ lessons. And if you really want to learn C++ and follow the step-by-step lesson I'm providing for you, just consider subscribing to the channel. It will help us a lot. So thank you very much for watching. Have a pleasant day. Until next time, I'm David. Take care and bye-bye.